So it's no secret that Linus Tech Tips has had a whirlwind of a week this week, and he's been caught up in scandal and kind of this whole drama around a lot of different things. And if you want to dive more into that, go watch the Gamer Nexus video, watch the Philip DeFranco show from today, and you'll get a lot of info right on that. But I don't want to talk about that right this second. What I actually want to talk about is his biggest mistake that led to the drama. Because I believe Linus did one thing that every new creator should avoid, that if we understand properly will help us build businesses and brands that last. If we've not met before, my name is Craft. I'm the host of this podcast called Coffee with Craft, where I help new creators find the fastest path to revenue as quick as possible. And today, like I said, we're breaking down Linus's big mistake that caused him to be in the situation that he is in today. And simply, his biggest mistake is that he preferred output over value. Let me repeat that. He preferred output over value, meaning it was all about creating as many videos as possible versus the value he was providing for his audience. That's not to say Linus didn't care about providing value to his audience, right? Like, he did care about his audience. That's why he did a lot of the things that he does. But at some point in the game, output became way more important than providing value. He wanted to get more videos out as quick and as fast as possible. And that was the biggest driving factor for him in doing a lot of those things. And so what this teaches you and I as creators, is that output is never the goal, but value for our audience is. Providing specific value to our specific audience will lead to revenue faster. But if you want to destroy any revenue you've built, start producing with output with a lack of integrity. And I'm not saying Linus has no integrity. I want to be clear. I love Linus Tech Tips. Linus Tech Tips got me through a lot of depression-filled nights watching those videos in bed. I have a lot of mad love for Linus, But somewhere along the way, because he's human, he compromised his integrity, for output, or became obsessed with producing as much content as possible to play the relevant game on YouTube or to play the attention grab game on YouTube. But quite simply, you hit a point where you don't have to do that anymore, where you don't have to play the relevance game. You don't have to play the attention game. And you would think with 15 million subscribers and several successful channels outside of LTT that they would understand that. I think of Ludwig, of all people, Like, he has a channel called Mogul Mail. Maybe you've seen it. It's a great channel. I love watching the videos on there because it's just him in front of a microphone giving his thoughts on things happening in streaming culture and YouTube culture and all that kind of stuff. And I think what's so compelling about those videos is that they're not highly edited. There's just him in front of a camera talking, That's kind of like how I structure this video. It's just me in front of a camera recording directly through OBS to upload this to YouTube right after popping it in Premiere Pro and doing some tweaks, Like, that's all this is. But, his audience shows up for him each and every time because Ludwig provides value for them, and he's providing value consistently. And there's something to be said that if you provide enough value, you will build enough trust. And after you build enough trust, people will show up. Not because you're producing fancy videos with high retention editing hacks, And I'm an editor, so I don't want to knock any of that, But people aren't showing up to most YouTubers' videos because of their high retention editing hacks. No, they're showing up because those YouTubers provide them value. And if you want to be a creator who lasts, who finds the fastest path to revenue, then you yourself need to provide an abundance of value with integrity. And to live with integrity means to live above reproach, meaning that you're going to conduct yourself in a manner that is worthy to the mission that you have set out for. Meaning you're not going to accept every single sponsorship that comes your way. You're going to vet them religiously because you care about what you're selling your audience. It means you're not going to sell your audience every single product or dream or thought that you ever have because you want only the best thing and the most excellent things to go out to your audience, Like, it means you're going to be intentional with how you communicate with your audience, and you're going to have integrity in the video uploading process with your audience and in the data that you are presenting, I don't want to present a negative light of Linus in this video. That's not my heart. My heart's not to bash any other creator on this platform. No, my heart is to show what lessons we can learn from other creators on this platform. And Linus just being a very highly public figure and very high public creator on this platform, It's easy to glean lessons from this situation, That isn't that Linus is a terrible person. I don't know him, right? I can't say that. I can't judge that. What I can say is, bro made a mistake, and here's what we as new YouTubers can learn. And we as new YouTubers can learn, hey man, you gotta live above reproach. You have to live a life that is like honorable and worthy and like kind and caring, because living in that way, right, provides value to our audience and it builds trust with our audience. No one wants to follow somebody who's a bad leader, right? No one wants to subscribe to somebody who is like a scammy salesman. We all make the jokes, right, about those YouTubers who are scammy with their products and are always taking the worst sponsorships in the world and shilling stuff to their audience, right? Like, you don't want to be that. You don't want to be that scammer. You don't want to be that gross person. You don't want to be that muck, right? Like, no, you want to be a highly successful creator who is seen and viewed with integrity, right? Because that is how you find revenue. You don't find revenue by being a scammer or always caught up in controversy. You find revenue by being a creator filled with integrity. And what I love about what LTT is doing right now, and I think it's really smart of them in the video they put out today, right? They still tweak some of their humor into the video, even though the suits were talking. But, right, the cool part about their video today is they seem to be trying to respond with integrity to both the accusations that have been levied against them, the real criticism that has been levied against them, and how they want to handle it and better support and care for their staff. And I think that is excellent. I think that is amazing. And I really do believe that if they handle the situation properly with the integrity that I know they are capable of, then LTT is going to be around for years to come. And my kids will watch LTT one day. Like, I firmly believe that, right? Because if they handle it with integrity and continue to provide value, people will show up. People will show up. They have a massive following. People are going to show up even after this situation because they're going to want to know how they handle it. They're going to want to know what the game plan is moving forward after this. And then their audience is going to come back and they're going to grow and they're going to continue to do the things they always have done. And hopefully they'll never be back in this situation because they learned from it and they chose integrity. And what we as new creators learn from this situation is we can avoid this altogether by living with integrity and living above reproach and choosing value for our audience over output any day of the week. And speaking of value, if this video brought you value, do me a favor, click that like and subscribe button and click right here so that you can keep learning.